Just Oblock got a lot of, after Sosa, we had a lot of different people want to follow Sosa wave, and they make it sound good. They make this dying gang look good. It's real fascinating, isn't it? I want y'all to understand that y'all are rooting for a demise for people that look exactly like you.
I just want to give a shout out to this young brother. His name is Oblock Hood, and it's just a good feeling to see a young brother like this walk into his consciousness and begin to awaken in terms of his worldview. You know, he made a name for himself by doing interviews about the various cast of characters that became famous from his neighborhood. He's from Chicago. He's from a notorious neighborhood that a lot of famous rappers have basically made a landmark for the rap fans. The rap fans are so intrigued by these particular neighborhoods that they even get to know the people who aren't rappers, who are just regular street guys, regular street killers, and regular street hustlers. You know, they've developed a technique to find every person in these neighborhoods, and they've discovered a way to find out information about who they've killed, who they have issues with, and things like that. You know, the Chicago scene is pretty much responsible, I think, for laying down the foundation for the violence that we're seeing right now in America, because over the last 10 years, these youngsters have grew up with that drill. And now it'll be unusual to hear a rap song not talk about killing people and stuff like that, and you can thank Chicago for making that popular. So I just wanted to speak on this because this young brother comes from that element, and he has a platform where he talks about various street stories from his neighborhood, various things that the fans are interested in, because we all know everybody loves a good gangster story, a good gangster movie. Even people who never stepped foot in the criminal underworld love The Godfather and love Scarface, so everybody knows that the streets are entertaining. But he uses that to bring you in so that he can give you a more powerful message. He'll tell you the story that's entertaining, and he'll mix in a little bit of important dialogue. And it's just a beautiful feeling to see somebody who's in their 20s develop that sense of consciousness, especially coming out of the fire that is Chicago. And he speaks on things like the music. You know, music is so violent right now in terms of rap. It's all about murder. It's all about beef. It's all about gangbanging. And he said that it's spiritual. You know, music is spiritual. The vibrations, the frequencies, all of that stuff has a psychological influence on you. So if you're constantly gravitating to this music that's violent, that's shaping your personality. It's shaping your worldview. It's making you desensitized to the fact that you're not a normal human being anymore. You are not looking for a job and trying to better yourself and take care of your family and have fun. You're trying to you're trying to kill people. You're trying to portray this genocidal image that was programmed into you by rap. You know, and some people can separate the entertainment factor from rap, but most people can't. Most people look at rap as basically a Bible for how to live their life, whether they do it intentionally or whether it's psychologically ingrained into them by a lifetime of listening to rap. Like I said, you get a 5-year-old, let them watch homicides on video all their life. By the time they hit 25, 30, they're going to be desensitized to violence, and they may even use that as a conflict resolution measure. Instead of learning how to talk issues out, instead of learning how to problem solve, their first reaction is going to be murder, because they've been desensitized to it, and they've been taught to do that because they've been watching videos since they were 5 of people murdering people. It has an impact. And yeah, man, it's just, you know, these kids, man. Like, for example, there was this, you're familiar with it. It's a common form of content. It's a usual common form of content in the urban community to profile street legends. Normal guys from normal neighborhoods who weren't rappers, they weren't famous, they were killers. And people would do these exposés on them and speak about the people that they've killed. I was watching one on this guy named Little Finn. He was in Lil Boosie's entourage or whatever, and he was killed in 2008, but this guy made an expose on him, and they were glorifying the fact that this guy got revenge. Somebody killed his friend, and he got revenge on that person by killing that guy and his mother. He killed his mother and him when he caught them in public. And reading through the comments, I see people saying, oh yeah, Lil Finn, he was a real stepper, he was a real G, he was a real good, you know, he was that dude, he was a real street dude. And that just shows you the virus that has infected the black community. It's okay to be a killer. of your own people. You know, people don't even think twice about that. If you could resurrect somebody from the 60s, a black person who was in the civil rights movement, and transport them to this very moment, and if they watch some type of content like that, they would say, hold on, you mean to tell me that this brother, who he wasn't famous, he wasn't an entertainer, he wasn't a musician, he was just a guy who was in a gang, he's famous even though he died 14 years ago because he killed people that were his own race. Yeah, that's yeah. And so you mean to tell me that black people have developed a sense of honor and a sense of loyalty to people who kill their own people? And then you'd have to tell them yes. And it's a virus, you know, it's a virus that has infected every city. Every city is experiencing homicide rates very, very high, you know, and it's all happening in the black community. Watch the news right now. Go to your local news station's website, and I guarantee you're going to see black young people dying and killing each other. So like I said, go check out this guy's podcast or his show, his YouTube show. His name is Oblock Hood, and you know, you should check his content out because he's a young brother that's found his consciousness. He's a young brother that's walking into his consciousness for the first time, and he has a huge following. All of his videos gets thousands and thousands of views. He has a serious subscribership, and people like him, and that gives me hope because it shows that there is an audience for a positive message. Peace. Each one teach one.